Today's lesson is on the elements of art. I know you're probably thinking, what is that? I'm going to give you an overview, so here we go. The elements of art are the building blocks to making artworks. Just remember, they're like the ABCs of art. You can't make an artwork without using at least one of them. Here are the ABCs. You use them to make things like words, sentences, paragraphs, essays, etc. Without the ABCs, you can't have words, etc. Just like that, the elements of art make art. So without the elements of art, I know. Here are the elements of art with some examples. Line is the path of a moving point. This is Mr. Point. If he moves around, he creates paths that are straight, zigzag, diagonal, dash, horizontal, vertical, wavy, etc., etc. Shape is an area enclosed within a line. Diamond, rectangle, triangle, square, circle, these are all shapes. We have a name for them. We call them geometric shapes. If you can name the shape, it's probably geometric. They're found in man-made things like houses and street signs. Organic shapes are shapes with irregular or natural shapes. We usually don't have a name for these. We just refer to them as a cloud shape or a wheel-looking shape, a starburst shape, and I have no idea what that one is. Form. A three-dimensional object. If it takes up volume, it is a form. Here with shading, the circle becomes a sphere, the square becomes a cube, and the triangle becomes a pyramid. Capturing darks, lights, and highlights with shading creates form. Color is an element produced when light waves are reflected from an object. There's three properties to a color. One is the hue, which is basically the name we give the color. Number two is the intensity, which is basically how bright or dull the color is, and value is how light or dark the color is. Color wheel, the way artists organize colors on the spectrum. I want you to remember three things: red, yellow, blue on this color wheel. Why? Red, yellow, and blue are primary colors. They cannot be made, but they make all the other colors. Value is the lightness or darkness in an artwork. It creates 3D or realistic artworks. Here's a value scale showing you light and dark values. This artwork has a lot of dark values. This one has a lot of light values. And this one has a perfectly balanced amount of both. Space exists around, above, and within an object. How do we create the illusion of three-dimensional space on a two-dimensional surface? I'll tell you how. Overlapping. If you place something in front of another thing, it looks closer. If you place it higher on your paper, it looks farther away. If you make it smaller, it looks farther away. If something is more detailed, it looks closer to you. And if you make something lighter, it looks farther away as well. Positive and negative space. Here, the negative space is the empty space, and the tree and the ground, they're the positive space. It means it's occupied. Texture is how something feels or might feel. Actual texture feels rough, smooth, sharp, etc. Like this painting. It feels rough. The thick layers of paint make it rough. It's actual texture. Visual texture only looks like it would feel rough, smooth, sharp, etc. Like this drawing of an iguana. Looks rough, but it's probably smooth. That was an overview of the elements of art: line, shape, form, color, value, space, texture. Hopefully you are able to use them, identify them in your future artworks. Thank you. Goodbye.
Created using Powtoon.